鉢移りっていうのは盆栽と鉢っていうのはなんていうの、鉢合わせっていうのはすごく大事で、その鉢合わせがうまくいくと木のグレードが上がっていく。ヒノキの素晴らしい盆栽をきれいに手入れして、前の鉢は少しちっちゃかったから、この中国の古い鉢に入れ替えたらすごくなんていうの、広がりがあって木が大きく見えて、すごくグレードが上がった感じがする。でこの鉢は中国でだいたい今から100年ぐらい前に作られた紫泥っていう紫泥楕円っていう鉢で、国府典なんかにも使ってるけど、これだけ古い綺麗なヒノキだとこういう古いいい鉢に入れるとマッチする。ですごく木のグレードアップした、そういう感じ。
This is an excellent example of a medium-sized root over rock trident maple. The powerful rock is contrasted nicely by the tiny leaves and delicate branches. However, the small rectangular pot makes the tree feel overbearing. This tree is a Setsugoyo or a Miyajima white pine, meaning that it's a white pine top grafted onto a black pine root base. Now this tree is very well done. You can't really see the graft here at the base. It's also very old, so it's grown together quite well, and the bark at the top matches the bark at the base. This area here is the black pine root base, and from here up is the white pine. You can see the graft hook right here. Now this is a very old tree, so the bark on the white pine here is actually starting to match the black pine base, and it's looking very nice. This tree has great movement all the way to the top. Both of the main branches also come out of the trunk at a pretty good angle. The only problem is this bottom branch is pigeon-breasted, meaning that it actually sticks out towards the front here and looks pretty ugly. So we're either going to have to hide this or remove this branch altogether. The white pine has a lot of good qualities. As it is right now, the movement is very nice to the tree, but I think we can change the angle a little bit and bring out this movement at the top quite a bit by pulling it visually towards the center. So this is the angle that we've chosen for the tree. We've raised it up, brought this interesting movement more towards the center of the tree visually here. Now since we've done this, this branch is too low and we're going to have to remove it. Here we've shortened the branch down to a small stub, made it into a gin, painted it with a mix of lime sulfur, sumie ink, and water. Now what we're going to do is take this branch, which is moving to the back, and we're going to pull it around towards the front by using a guy wire and hooking it to this gin. You can see here that the branch cracked a little bit when we brought it around to the front. Of Japanese white pines, this isn't that big of a deal. We don't have to worry about this branch dying. after we finished wiring it, we've raised the important and interesting part of the tree towards the center, so that when you look at the tree, this is the first thing that you notice. All the pads have been wired out to a flat form on the bottom with a rounded top to give it the appearance that it actually has back buds on the inside and to clean up the overall look of the tree. Now, despite the fact that it's the middle of August here in Japan and it's really hot, we can actually repot white pines, so that's our next step in this process. Because the angle that we're planting this tree on is difficult to determine and will be even more difficult to tell once we pop the tree out of this pot and try to pot it up in the new pot, what we've done is take a piece of copper wire and hang it by a thread from the top of the tree. We've taken a piece of aluminum wire, bent it on an angle, and matched the two ends here so that when we pot this tree in the new pot, we can determine exactly where it was on this angle before we took it out of its original pot. This is the final product after we put it in its new pot. And the reason we chose this particular pot is because we changed the angle so drastically that these roots were sticking too far up, so we needed to put it in something a little bit deeper than what we would normally place it in. This tree also looks nice in this pot because the pot gives it a bit of stability here as well. And again, we've brought the tree up, brought this interesting part more towards the center visually, put it in this new pot to give it stability, and overall I think the tree turned out pretty nicely.